Hello, third grade, and welcome to reading. Today we are going to continue looking at text features. Now, in our last lesson, we looked at our book that we're sharing and how the front was called our title page, and it gave us information like the title, the publishers, and sometimes the authors. We also talked about the table of content and how that's kind of like the map of a book. And it can tell us where to go to start specific chapters, a list of chapters and what to find in the book. We learned about photographs and captions that tell us what's in the photograph. And also about illustrations and how it can give us even more detail in our captions. Captions tell us information about the pictures. Now, at the end of the book, we looked at the glossary. The glossary is what tells us definitions of bold words that may have been in the text or words we may not know. And then our index. If we wanted to find a specific topic, so about one thing, specific topic in the book, then I could look in the index and find the word in alphabetical order, that's how it's ordered, and then find the page number, and I can go straight to that page to read about that topic. Today we're going to go over these text features a little bit more in depth and look at a couple new ones. So it's important to know about these text features because it helps us understand the book even more. Now we're doing research in our writing and beginning to look inside books a little bit deeper. So it is very helpful if we know the text feature of an index so we can look up that specific topic. Now, like we said, there are titles, that is one part of a text, and then headings. Headings are underneath or sometimes on the top of pages that tell us what a paragraph would be about. You can have headings and then subheadings that are smaller and in smaller bold than headings. Now in our glossary, and you could see this in your book too if you want to, they might put words in diacritical like this, so then you can sound out the word. And it helps you pronunciate the words. And then there are a couple kinds of graphics that you might see. One thing that we didn't see in our book that you might see in your research are diagrams. Now there's another part of diagrams. If it is pointing to a specific part on a diagram, that is called a label. If it is on the picture pointing at a specific part, that is called a label. Now if there are words underneath it, that is called a caption. That is called a caption. You may also see tables that gives us extra information about whatever topic we are reading about. Now on ClassKick, you kind of have a quick little cheat sheet of the different kinds of text features you might see. Bold print, italics when words are slanted, highlighted text, pictures and captions and labels, bullet points, table of contents, index, glossary, maps, tables and charts, and graphs. So if you ever forget the different kinds of text features, you can come back over here and remind yourself quickly. We are going to practice a couple of kinds today. The first one we're going to practice is using a table of content. Remember, that's the beginning of a book that shows us the map of where to go in the entire book. So this is a book about contributions of ancient Egypt, and we can see all the chapter titles on the side and where to start the page on the other side. Now let's answer the first question together. How many chapters are in this book? We can go look at the table of content and count how many chapters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go ahead and write 6 on your class kick. Pause the video if you need more time. Number 2, what page does the chapter about Great Sphinx begin? So I need to find Great Sphinx, I found it, and go all the way to the side to see where it starts. Great Sphinx starts on page 6. What chapter begins on page 20? So I'll have to look at the page numbers. Here we go, page 20, and go all the way to the side. Hieroglyphics. Hieroglyphics starts on page 20. Again, you may pause if you need extra time to type. And finally, which chapter would you look for information about the Nile River? The Nile River. So I'm looking at the chapter titles and thinking about what might be in them. Let's see, Great Egypt, Great Sphinx, Great Egyptians, and the Nile River. That's probably where I'll learn more about the Nile River. So I can write down that chapter title. Egyptians and the Nile River. At the bottom, we'll practice using an index. Remember, an index is in the back of the book, the very back of the book, where we can find a specific topic. Okay, it doesn't tell us chapter headings, it tells us topics. So where I'll find that word in the book. Let's begin. Number 1. On what pages can you find information on blue whales? So I can look on my table of contents. It's in alphabetical order, so I know B is at the beginning of the alphabet. It'll be at the top. Blue whales, page 10 and page 15. Number 2, on what pages can you find information on predators? So that's P-L-M-N-O, P, predators, 6 and 19. I can find that on page 6 and 19. Remember, pause your video if you need more time writing this out. Number 3, does this book have information on plankton? All right, plankton starts with a P. Yes, it does. I see plankton right here, and it starts on page 15. There's stuff on page 15. Yes, there is information on page 15. Pause so you can type that out. And number 4, does this book have information on squid? Let's look. That is S. I don't see squid in there at all. So that means that they do not have any information about squid. They do not have information about squid. I need to explain because that word is not in the index. After you have typed all these out and completed your work, you are done for your reading skill for today.